So when I first saw this bike online, I said, man, I have to have that bike. And of course, Freego came in for me and made it happen. So this is the 72 volt Nova 5. Now you normally see me on my channel riding around the 60 volt X2 Pro, the X2 Original, and the Nova 3. All bikes I love, but this is in a different class. This bike is going to compete with the Surron LBX, the Talaria MX5, and even the 79 Falcon Pro. So I'll compare some of them to this bike as we get the stats. Now I have a lot of information that's not out to the public yet, but there's still things that I don't know. So if you drop them in the comments, all your questions, I'll answer them as I can, and if I have that info. If I don't, then I'm gonna try and find out. So let's go ahead and unbox this. I'm gonna show you everything that comes with it. We're gonna put it together and actually take it on its first ride. All right, so the big reveal. Now this is box 1 of 2. The accessories come in another box. All right, she's plastic free, but I am remembering that I gave away my motocross stand with my dirt bike. So I gotta figure out what to put this on. So that's gonna have to work. We're gonna put the front tire on and the kickstand stuff, then it'll stand on its own. The second box has your front tire, your pegs and battery clamp, your license plate holder and turn signals, as well as a kickstand, your charger, which is a 10 amp charger. It has a little book with tools and instructions and your 72 volt battery. For this step, you have to connect the wiring harness to the license plate holder, and this step was by far the most difficult, and I think it could have been done better by the factory with a simple plug, but instead you got to plug each one of them in. And I actually electrical taped each one of the plugs because it is above the rear tire, and I'm pretty sure water's gonna be getting right there. And then I installed the rear fender. Now, as far as the battery goes, here it is next to the X2 Pro's battery. It's a 60 volt, 30 amp hour battery. But the Nova 5 battery is a 72 38.4 amp hour battery, which puts it just above the 79 bike Falcon Pro and just under the Talaria Sting MX5. I'm all done. Everything is put together. All the parts and pieces are on it. Now I want to go over kind of the features and a little more close up before I take it out on its first ride. Starting with the frame, the gloss black does stand out because most other bikes are that matte black, but it kind of is probably going to show like fingerprints a lot easier. And it might make it a little easier to wrap it too if you want to put a wrap on this bike. It has full KKE suspension. In the rear, you have adjustments at the top and the bottom. And this is a 265 millimeter shock with 78 millimeters of travel. The front forks have adjustment points on the bottom and the top. They are 780 millimeters with 210 millimeters of travel. In early videos and pictures, they didn't show a key. So I'm really glad they incorporated that to turn the bike on, as well as to remove your seat. On the rims and tires, the front tire is a 19-inch wheel with an 18 in the back. And the chain is a lot more beefier than I thought. You can see this is a nice O-ring chain. And in a lot of the early renderings and pictures, would look like a really thin chain. And while we're back here, the back sprocket is a 420 48 tooth, which is on most bikes, they have that 48 tooth sprocket. Your display is very similar to the eRide Pro SS, but when I turn on later, you're gonna see that it's definitely different. It has a different layout. As far as the brakes go, they're nice and beefy. I'm not sure the brand, but they have an adjustment point on them. So if you want to make it further away or make it a little closer to the handlebars, you can. Brake caliper is a 4-piston caliper, so that's nice. Nice big pad. It's a single pad. The rotor looks to be a 203. I haven't measured that yet, but it looks real close to a 203, very similar to the X2 Pro, which I thought this would maybe be a little bit bigger. I think it is 2.6 millimeters thick. Same brake caliper in the rear and the same size brake disc. The tire tread I kind of skipped over. It's really aggressive. This is definitely an E-Moto style tire. Now that I have the bike, I can measure it and get the appropriate tires because we're definitely going to put Supermotos on this. Now for the lights, the taillight is more like a running light. It does not turn off with the lights. which is a bummer. I really wish that they had a switch to turn that light off whenever you wanted. Now, when you turn the lights on, it actually turns on the license plate light, so you can see it flashed on the plate. And then whoever really wants, you know, the blinkers and to use it to put a tag, here's the right and left blinkers, and you can see that light works really well. As far as the brake, when you do hit the brakes, it does light up if you have them connected. In the front, the headlight is not adjustable, which I don't know how that's going to pan out, not being able to adjust it, but it does have that low and high beam. So we've made it to our test spot and our first ride. Pants was a bad decision. It is super hot. So turn the bike on. This is the first turn on of the bike. It's ready to go. Let me show you the controls before I take off on it. So I'm gonna start off on the left side, work my way to the right. You have your rear brake, which again is adjustable. You have your light, so on and off, and it also has a high and low beam. Here's your signals, right and left, and that works the front and the rear signals. Horn, and then your display here in the middle, which we'll go over that in a second. Then on this side of the bars, they did something wrong. So this, I just want to say this is opposite. The M's supposed to be on the bottom from the instructions, and yeah, that's right. Okay, so it says M, but that's supposed to be on the bottom. This is the Regen. So when I hit that, you can probably see it in the GoPro, a little symbol comes up right here, and that's your Regen. There's 3 levels of Regen, and or kinetic energy reconsumption, something like that. I gotta put my pinky up to see that word. Then the bottom is gonna be your mode, so that's gonna put it into park or drive, and then to the right and left is gonna be your Eco, XC, which I'm not sure what XC is, and then Sport. So we're gonna figure that out later. As far as your display, it's pretty simple to read. You have your engine temp, your controller temp, your speed, Regen, then you got the time, so that's pretty cool. You have time on there, battery bar, Sport, so that's the mode. So when I change the mode, you can see it changes here. And the trip odometer and the total mileage odometer, so that's pretty cool. And you can get into the settings by hitting this button and going up and down, then enter, and I think double tap to get out. And also on the left side here, there's a USB-C port. So I thought that was really cool to be able to charge your phone. All right, so that whole time I was unloading stuff, I had my cover on my action camera's lens, so I couldn't see anything. So now we should be live. So we got 100% battery. We're gonna go to this road and we're gonna test out top speed. You gotta hit top speed first. So we're gonna take the Regen off. We're gonna put it in sport mode and check out the top speed on this bike. I'm expecting it at 53 to turn off, so let's see. Whoa, it's got a lot of power. 51, 50, oh no. Dude, we're going 60, 62, 63, 64. Oh my God, 66. I'm gonna run out of road here. 67. Oh, I'm running out of space. We hit 67. Man. All right, I'm running out of space, but we just hit 67. There's no way. I gotta try that again. I mean, that's the bike's GPS. Yeah, I didn't bring a phone holder. Man. Let's give it a go going this way. Oh, the front tire coming off the ground whenever I nail it. 50, 56, 58, 60. Oh, I mean, I'm pinned all the way. 64, 66. It's kind of hovering right there. 66, 67, oh, 68. I just saw 68 miles an hour. Woo. I'm not wearing any gear besides my helmet. That kind of freaked me out. I wasn't ready for that. Wow. Whew. I had to stop for a second to catch myself. I just did, according to the bike, 68 miles an hour. I need to check it on GPS, but we went 68. Let me give you a fact while I'm kind of catching my breath. Oh, so this bike does have oil in it. Reducer box right here has oil. On the top, I'll have to show you later, there's a fill port. You take the battery out, move the pan. To remove the oil, there's a little screw right here under this plate. So, yep, that's so it does take oil. When I put it in sport, it stayed in sport. So there's no double tapping a button or hitting anything. As far as Regen, I have it off. We're gonna leave it off. Let's test it out. So the front end wants to lift up. Let's put. Okay, You can definitely feel it when you crank on it. Let's see. Yeah, so Regen level 3, it doesn't want to go up in the air, but Regen, when it's off, you could definitely lift it up. So it's holding it back. So I'd say it's working. I'm new to this, so you know, bear with me. But it definitely is something different when you put it in Regen 3 and you kind of get on it. It's definitely a lot different. Oh, that was one. Yeah, it's not lifting up as much. Oh, so it definitely wants to get up when you turn that Regen off. But it's nice to know it's not something that I know how to use, when to use, or any of that. I don't know anything about it, so this is all new to me. So something that I'm not going to cover today is distance, because I watched a YouTuber or YouTube's channel where they kind of went over distance on some of the big bikes. The Talari MX-5 got 21.5 miles, whereas like the 79 bike Falcon Pro, it got, I think it was like close to 15 miles. I don't know the conditions they're doing, but I'm gonna message them to see if I could mimic that to compare this bike to the numbers that they got. But we will be doing a distance test in the future, and that's from 100% to about 10% of the battery, and see how many miles that we can get out the bike. I want to show a secret function that I haven't tried yet, so I don't know if it's really going to work. Okay, so secret button. I read that if you hold down this button, something is going to happen. So if we watch right here, hold it down. Oh, it worked. We have reverse. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe if I hold it down. Yeah, oh, we're going in reverse. What? Okay, I don't know if this feature exists on other bikes, and we're not going fast, but it's definitely backing up for me. All right, that was really cool. Before I try to pop this up, I know the brake sensor is still enabled. All right, here's the brake. Follow it down. Yep, that worked. Okay, but this isn't the ideal spot. Got to find a better spot. I'm gonna come back to this parking lot because I noticed there wasn't a lot of cars on this side. All right, so it definitely has very easy to get that front wheel up. I am by no means a wheelie coach, and I will not tell you what to do, and you can roast me if you want on here, but this is gonna be the bike that I'm learning on. I've been riding around in sport. I'm gonna go back to that little lot right there. We're gonna put it in eco. I want to see if the front end can go up in eco. All right, eco. So let's see what kind of power we're dealing with in eco. Oh nope, you really got to push it. Nope. So not enough power in eco. Let's try this middle zone, the XC. Oh yeah. XC will go up into a wheelie and sport, but just not eco. Let's get out of this parking lot. There's so much traffic going on and things happening. There's nowhere I can really escape traffic, but we can kind of move into this residential area over here. So there's a couple questions that I haven't gotten answered yet that I'm still looking for. The controller. What kind of controller is that? And is it programmable? I haven't taken it off yet. I will do that in the future, but I'm waiting on an answer to know what that is. And the motor. So there's no logo or any branding on the motor besides that number. So if anybody knows what kind of motor that is, let me know. So I do have a few concerns. Number one is kind of where the chain is going. Just like where it is, I don't know what's common. The bolt for the swing arm is right there, so I don't know how that's gonna last, you know, if it's gonna slap it or not. And I mean, everything else looks good. Something else is like the wiring. So the wiring that's under here, my concern is that that's gonna be hard for people to install, and it's also kind of a hassle, like for me to undo now. I'm sure people watching are gonna have some other things they can point out in the video. Whether I ask them to or not, it's going to happen in the comment section. But I have to say, I don't have anything to compare this to because I've never really took anybody's 72 volt bike for a spin, but this definitely has a lot of power, and it is it's a lot of bike, and it's super comfortable. This seat is so wide. This is like one of the widest seats I've sat on, even like compared to my YZ250F. It is definitely super comfortable compared to other bikes. Now, how that's gonna hold up over a long period of time, I can't answer that, but I'm sure we'll find out in the near future. Ooh, so the brakes are still setting, so setting. I'm not sure what the term is. I was wondering about the brakes, but like if I grab the back brake, the tire slides, like it locks up. Same with the front. Ooh. And the suspension, like the front feels a little soft, but it feels appropriately soft, if that makes sense. And the back is set pretty nice. Now, I don't know what rider weight and height they set this bike up to, but it is definitely fit for me. Like I definitely feel great for it. I have also, my handlebars are pulled in the third notch. There's 3 different spots. I don't think it makes a big difference. I like it a little bit closer. It feels more comfortable. And yeah, so I kind of like it set up like that way for me. All right, so I think it's about time to head back to my truck. This has been a fun bike. I'm gonna have a bunch of videos coming out just like my other bikes, how to change the brakes, how to do the brake pads, how to do a bunch of different things. I'm gonna discover some things. I'm gonna let everybody know along the way what I find and try to answer any questions that come from the comments of this video. This has definitely been a privilege to be able to do the first ride. It's one of 5, so it's one of 5 in the US that I know of, and this should be probably the first video out on it. So it's been an honor to be able to review this bike. I just want to talk about future videos. I'll be taking this bike to New Orleans, the Surron Riders of Louisiana over there in New Orleans. They got a big group. I rode with them for Mega Ride, some cool guys. So we're gonna head over and ride with them, maybe race a couple Surrons. I know somebody over there has a Stark, so we're gonna kind of see how it stacks up with all those other bikes. And yeah, it should be a good time. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I know everybody wants to see some more ride videos. I'm gonna try to get some third-party shots. But if you've watched to this point, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I hope you like the bike. And until next time, turn off your device and head out on a ride. Oh, I have got to get a ramp. If someone is watching this that can hook me up, I need a ramp.